So guys, for goal setting, your start point is where you are starting. So just using this quick before and after photo here on your left, you can see someone when they're starting and then their ideal body image. So where they want to get to. Now this may not be where you want to get to, but just use this image as an example. So you have your start point on the left and in your head you have an idea of where you want to go. So it's important to clarify that for yourself. So firstly, you take note of your start point. You take note of, and we're talking about body composition here and fat loss, you take note of where you're at now in regards to your weight, where you're at in regards to your body fat percentage, and maybe your clothes size as well, or your dress size. And you take note of your start date, and you have to remember this. You have to remember where you're starting from. So when laying out your goals, if you look at it like a pyramid, so the layout, so at the very, very bottom below the pyramid, you have your start point. So 80 kgs, we talked about, 25% body fat, you have your dress size, your clothes size, and your start date. And before you set out your goals, it's important to remember what the process is of going through your goals. So at the very base, you always have short-term goals. So you'll never really move up the pyramid unless you're constantly doing the bottom, your daily goals, your weekly goals, and reflecting every day on everything that you're doing. So this is when your reflection diary comes in, which we'll talk to you about in a minute. Then you move up and you hit your medium-term goal, which is halfway point, and that's how you get to your long-term goal. So try and remember this format. If you want to get to the top, if you want to get to your long-term goal, like this guy on the right-hand side, or that picture in your head of where you want to get to, you need to figure out what can you do daily to reach your long-term goal, and what's going to be a halfway point where you will evaluate things. So let's just look into this a little bit deeper. So long-term goal, you have a start point and an end point. So we need to figure this out. So we have our current scenario. So we've taken all our measurements, 80 kg, 25% body fat, and we have our dress size or our clothes size. And we may take a before photo as well. So then you have your long-term goals. Occasion. You usually need an occasion or something to look forward to, or something to really think to yourself, okay, this is when I'm going to do it. Always try and pick an occasion if you can, but a date will do as well. So you want to drop a few kilos. Number one, you want to drop body fat percentage. So communicate this with your coach, your personal trainer. What is viable, what's feasible for you to get to? So in this instance, we've set goals, a long-term goal for the client of dropping 5 kg and going from 25% body fat to 16% body fat. And the dress size then will go down to size 10, or clothes size from XXL or XL, whatever you want to say, to medium. So now you can see the gap, where you are now, current scenario, versus where you want to be. So today's date is the 7th of April. And we have set this for, I think this is 16 weeks time, of the 28th of July. And within this as well, as we're talking about fitness and health, they want to be able to run 10k, which they're not able to run, they're not even able to jog at the moment with their current scenario, and they're not able to do any bench pressing or anything like that. So we've set those two goals in there as well, because that will help them to detach themselves from the fat loss, to be able to actually do daily rituals like exercise with a broader goal, with something, a bigger picture in mind. So long-term goals, let's just run through this again. So we've set the long-term goals for the client of, they have a holiday to Spain, which is in 16 weeks on the 28th of July, 75 kg, they want to drop to 16% body fat, a dress size of 10, run 10k easily, and then bench press 40 kg and squat 70 kg for 5 reps. So they're your long-term goals. I'm going to rush through this because I want to show you the pyramid at the end. So that's your long-term goals. That's where you want to end up. But that's 16 weeks away, so you need a marker roughly halfway. So halfway, they have judged that on the 2nd of June, they actually have a wedding. So a family wedding. So then they'd actually like to be known to and be noticed by friends and family that they've lost some weight, so they get a bit of encouragement. So you need a halfway point, something to really to evaluate yourself halfway and to work towards, because 16 weeks is a long way away. So here, drop down to 77.5 kg, and their body fat would be 90%, and they'll be dress size 12. And they'll be able to jog 5 kilometers, which is half the distance that we've set for the long-term goal, without being out of breath. And in this case, they'll actually already have targeted and hit bench press of 40 kg. The short-term goals though, and this is why I'm rushing through this, the weekly goals. What you do daily and weekly. you set these using your reflective planning diary. So you may set 3 big goals at the start of the week. So your short-term goals, which is at the base of your pyramid, if you don't do today what you're meant to do and what you have to do short term to achieve little goals, the big goals are never going to be achieved. So if you sit on your ass all day, you are not going to get to where you want to be in the long term. You need to do little things today that will contribute and build up momentum to get you to your long term goals. So on a weekly basis, this client has set a goal at the top of each week of lose 0.5 kg a week or half a body fat percentage per week. So that's their goal every week. So that's always at their priority. But they need to break this down even further. So using the reflective diary, short-term goals are set. Weekly goals are set. So on week 1, they've set some goals. So they don't do this for 3 weeks. They just do it on a weekly basis. So this week, they're going to exercise for 30 minutes every day. And they're going to plan their day and fill in their reflective diary. That's a big thing. That's a big change. And they're going to prep snacks for the week. That may not seem like too much, but for someone who's very, very busy and trying to really overcome their current habits, this is a big thing. Exercise for 30 minutes every day. Could even be just walking or just turning up to your PT session on 2 or 3 days a week. And they have to plan their day and fill in their reflective diary. At the end of the day, every single day, they need to reflect on everything they did that day. Did they exercise for 30 minutes? Did they plan their day and fill in their reflective diary at the end of the day? Did they prep the snacks for the week? So they have to reflect, sit down and write, literally, dear diary, today I did very well. However, I only exercised for 20 minutes because I was on the phone to Mary for that bit too long and I didn't stick to my ritual. Tomorrow will be different. I will make sure to put my phone on silent on airplane mode for 30 minutes at 6 o'clock to 6:30. So then they're already planning their next day. So they do this on a weekly basis and their goals can be different. So there's an idea there of week 2, sleep for 8 hours a week. Also on week 2, no alcohol during the week. Drink pints of water between drinks on the weekend. Also, point 3, eat carbs around training times. So they achieve this, they reflect on this. So this can be done every 2 weeks if you want it as well. They're doing these things daily, remember. And then on week 3, meditate for 15 minutes a night using the Headspace app, which you can download on your phone and use for free for 10 days. And also prep lunches on a Sunday evening. So you can see they're not trying to do everything at once. They're not planning this all out at once. This is done on a weekly basis. So just before we get into that pyramid, let's just go back to the very original one, just so you can see. So remember, this is what you're looking at. To get to your long-term goals, your top goal, what you really want to achieve, you need to do your short-term goals, your base of your pyramid. You need to do that daily. Daily goals, weekly goals. So weekly goals and daily goals and reflect on them. So we fast forward and let's look at this pyramid again in a little bit more detail. Excuse me. So in a little bit more detail, guys, how should your goals look? So at the very bottom of the pyramid, below the pyramid, you have your start date. You wear 80 kilograms, you're 25% body fat, your dress size is 14, and you have your start date. You have your end date at the top, so your long-term goal. But look at the pyramid. You need the base of your pyramid. To get to the top and build the top of your pyramid, you can't start from the top down. You need to take it step by step, break it down. So on week 1, they've written down their goals and they've reflected on it. They started a reflective diary. They're practicing that. They're getting better at that and better at that. The more you do it, the better at it you get. Week 2, they sleep for 8 hours a night. And we talked about all this. So they're always repeating this bottom of the pyramid. That's what they're really targeting. That's what they're aiming to achieve on a daily basis and reflecting on a daily basis. Then before they know it halfway with getting their weekly measurements in LB Fitness or any of your gym or your studios with your personal trainer. They've hit the 2nd of June. They're at their family wedding. They're 77.5 kg. They've lost already easily 2.5 kg while putting on some lean muscle mass that's burning more fat. They're now 19% body fat. They've dropped the dress size. They look better. They're getting encouragement from family. And now they're getting closer to that long-term goals. And they're only halfway and they're getting positive feedback. They're also jogging 5k without being out of breath. So they haven't even noticed that they've gotten to 19% body fat. They haven't even noticed they've lost 2.5 kg because they're enjoying their training and they're achieving positive. They've also hit their bench press goal already, like they do with a good training program prescribed by a personal trainer. Then before they know it, by still going in halfway and hitting their short-term goals, resetting their short-term goals all the time, they then hit their long-term goal. And before they know it, they're going on their holiday, 75 kg, and they're at that stage that they wanted to do and they have achieved. And by achieving, once they go on their holiday, they will enjoy their holiday, then they'll come back, and after coming back, they'll easily be able to do this again because they've created habits through short-term goals, through reflection, through positive reinforcement. So there you go, guys. That's how you set goals, and hopefully this plan helps you. If you need any help as well, don't be afraid to contact Larry at LB Fitness or info@lbfitness.ie and give him a quick message, or follow us LB Personal Training /fitness on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or any of those. LB Fitness, I think, is the one that's on Snapchat. Anyway, guys, give us a quick message if you need any help with your goal setting.